Welcome, 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 welcome. We are now live. I'm live, y'all. We here at home, and I'm at home. I'm in my zone. Got some things that I need to do. I got a lot that's on my mind. Ooh, it's so much that's going on. What I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do? What can I do? What am I talking about? What's going on? Life is going on. There's a whole lot of strange stuff going on in life. There's a whole lot of strange beings. Is everybody human? Everybody? Somebody might not be. They don't act like they have any humanity in them, any humility. Then we know some of us are angels. We say it all the time. We claiming our claim to fame. We saying what it is that we are, what we're not. Some living up to those expectations, some hiding behind a mask of what they present themselves to be, right? Ooh, these people. That's why I close my eyes on some of them, because it don't matter what it is that they trying to show me, what they want me to see, what they presenting, but they whole being, they whole self shining brighter than anything else. Whatever we can dress ourselves up with, right? Whether it's skin, a color of it, whether it's headdresses, you gotta carry your crown and carry it well. Whether it's apparel, because if you don't have the best of it and paid the most money for it, then you're not of it. What is it? Everybody want it, everybody got it. Somebody say they don't want it at all, whatever it is. Somebody say they want to have more of it to where it never run out for generations after generations. What the it is that we're talking about, a whole lot of it. And I'm tired of a lot of it, but not tired enough to where I'm sick and tired. I'm tired enough to where I feel like I need to get some more energy to do some things about it. What's going on? The hate. Well, I'm trying to love it. What is it? The life that I came to live and live it like it's loving enough, right? Ooh, this video, it's going to be here for a while. And I have to think about what it is that's on my mind that I want to be ranting and raving about. And why I feel like I have the Most High's given right. Because look, like when you call on God sometime, it depends on if your God is bigger than their God and whose God is it all in control. So I'm going to the Most High. And this time I'm calling on the Most High Goddess. So that the gods that are doing what they doing at the best worst of it could get something about this sentiment that I'm feeling right now. You see? And I'm thinking about it. If I want to do something about it, being who I am, vocally, speaking life and more of it, words sound power, right? That vibration that carries, then I'm going to call on Goddess from now on. Because God, I don't know what's happening, when I can hear the sentiments of a situation that's visually escalating in my sight, because I'm not there to feel the escalation, but I can only anticipate what it is that the person is going through when the results of those actions have already been presented to me detrimentally. Right now, let me tell you. Oh, let me tell you all of what it is that's going on. Let me start with the head of the ones that needed to be addressed. You see, because right now, as a United States citizen residing in the state of Louisiana, where I am, knowing that it is a red state, right? And we're going to read it right if it's already been read on the books, would civilly mean anything to me. But we're going to take it to commonality. Because what I see happening on a common basis is not something that I would elect to be. Why I'm saying the words that I'm saying, y'all gonna have to follow with me, track with me whenever you do watch it. And I know right now the reasons for what I'm presenting. Just give me a little opportunity. Lend me some of your time when you see this video. Unbiased to what it is you think of me, but the words that mean something, right? Because what I'm saying to those who are proposing something to me for what it is they consider to be my vote, because I am of the legal age and have all rights to and has registered as such, regardless to what category or party I present on paper as. It's just something to present, as we know how often a person can change their mind, right? Just like a blink of it. Not the one that we make happen, but the one that is involuntary. Just like that. So now, what do I want from you? From wanting something from me, Mrs. President, Mr. President, future, possibly, of the 2024 election? It's a whole lot that I want from you. You see? Because right now, as I call on my goddess, I know that there's something that is a matter of our fact. When we say, in God we trust. So do I not trust in you as a worker of what it is that God gives to you? But then I'm going to the Most High Goddess, because I'm hearing His word, God, being used in so many different ways that is not yielding a result that seems godly to me. What it means to me. Oh, have we forgotten what this country says it's presiding on when it comes to values and morals? Because I haven't. And I look forward to some of those things yielding in my time to see. Right? Because there is a harvest that we all want to reap the benefits of, and that is not of the people being taken away murderously with any attempt from the highest level and the lowest level, and even the ones of the majority of the lowest level, and how often it is not an attempt but in execution. Right? Because see, right now, we want to hear what it is that the Black woman have to say. Is she angry? And we can see somebody presenting themselves in an unangry manner, polite, a little bit confused about how to respond to people who have possibly threatened her, right? Because you're thinking about what it is that they're there to do. Well, I'm talking about all of this because those are people who are supposed to be ahead of something that is for your good. God, what good is in it when we have those from on high to on low that are still devils in disguise? Now let's get on me ranting and raving for the name's sake. How many of them do I love? Those ranters. But we're going to talk about the ones like a ton. We're going to run it like a ton. And I'm going to rave. And I'm going to talk about what it is that I desire from those heads of the state. From the local to the national. And everything else in between that fall under your presidency. Mrs. President, future elect, Mr. President, future elect, whichever way it falls. You see, the things that I want for me are not just for me, but it's for many others as well as yourself. And to think about it right on a dime. The first one is to have the liberty to live without a threat of your life being taken away from gun violence on any level. Why is this so? Because the Bible says so. This is the construct that you stand on because you're saying that is the ultimate truth. And that one day, in the end, when we call ourselves living in the days of Revelation, that Jesus is going to descend from heaven and bring justice, coming with a wrath to do something for those who have been wrongfully done anything to. Restoring order, justice, balance, right? Equality. He rose. He walked with the government upon his back. But when I think about the sentiment of that, it just tells me that it was just us that was hanging from the trees. It was just us who had to hide in the night when someone else decided to burn a cross in the front. Why am I going here? Because it's just us that seem to have a problem with helping one another through problems that we all have with the same enemy. Oh no, don't get crossed up with the skin, right? Because we got to think about those who have been done wrong, regardless to what color they are, right? There's humble, meek, and mild people everywhere. I see them. I speak to them. I relate. I sympathize. I empathize. And that's sometimes something that is hard to bear, the empathy part. But see, right now, what I'm visualizing is something totally different of a life to live compared to what it is that I'm seeing, that I'm speaking of. You see, is it a split in the vision, double vision? Because I can see where things could be better than what they are already. However, I can't see how to make these things that are happening already stop happening. But what I could look forward to is them not happening at all. Why is it that way? Bringing it all back together in one sentiment, what is spoken, these things that's troubling. Oh, yes, something is going to happen about it, because enough is enough. And it's not about the straw breaking a camel's back. As we know, he got two humps for that, right? You can pile it up on one hump, then eventually the weight will transfer. We gonna talk about not doing it at all, stopping it all, the things that are going on. It seems like wishful thinking, something that's worth examining. And I'm thinking about all of the magic in between that we're making, all of the spells that is being casted, all of the potions, and something about it, it just doesn't seem right, because I'm coming for all the heads. Seeing them all over. This one here, that magic head, I'm looking at him, her, whoever they are. The same way I'm looking at those who are in office. They run in a house. They may be brick and mortar, mom and pop, underground. You are powerful enough in a way, all of you all, to do something, to make things change for the better if you desired. But here's where the mundane and idiotic behavior exceeds my capability for understanding it. And when I go inside, it's nothing but a pile of trash that needs to be cleaned up. Not the trash that could turn into someone else's treasure, not even like the manure that could make things grow. This is like that plastic that is encompassing the ocean, that is not generally shown because it would be a blight to the eye for to see how trifling humanity has become. Oh no, not just the ones who are living in those ghetto slums that you think are so bad, have no way out, but present some of the most greatest minds and brilliant talent that you could ever find. Not those that are downtrodden in their own selves by the devices of those who are ahead of them, implemented into those communities. Oh no, not those. Not those who are a step above them, that feel like just because they have a constant 9 to 5 that they call working on a slave plantation to get ahead is better than, and not those who are considering themselves to be these qualified standard people because they have these certificates that comes with a lot of debt that ensues them to pursue a career that is of a multifaceted financial background. Not them. Why am I talking like this? Why haven't I talked like this before? is what I'm saying. All I want to do is live my life, do the things that I enjoy. But I don't seem to feel like I have the right or the liberty to do so because there's an imminent threat presenting itself at every level. And what is that? Those who are wicked and hateful, those who are not lovers of life, those who are selfish and not charitable with anything when it comes to being in this life. What kind of being are they? Right? And I have to catch myself sometimes because I find me watching things that are in the media that has happened, and it makes me feel away what I want to do about these things. Some of them want to know, what would I do? I'm not going to tell it. But what I am going to talk about is where I see fit, what it is that I want from these heads who are professing that they are a master of their crafts on all levels. What are you a master of? Deception? What are you a master of? Hate? What are you a master of? Mass murdering? What are you a master of? Fear mongering? What are you a masters of? A whole lot of it is what I see. Now, what I am going to tell you is that I want a lot from these heads. Show me how righteous you are. Let me be at liberty to call you that, other than you calling yourself that. Oh no, and I'm not just talking about me, because I know that there's many more out there that possibly feel the same, but don't have the just to do so. Why? Because they are frightful of the devil in all of his levels that he go. However, I'm going to tell you like this. Like I said many times before, the devil does not instill fear in me. Why am I saying so? Because he is a coward. He has someone who he has to serve, God, right? So in my goddessness, I am going to the Most High Goddess and saying, bring some reflective light on these things that you see plague our people. Who is it? Our people? Is it my people? Why would I call the people my people? Are all the people my people? Is people not people anymore? Oh, there's this thing where there's people, there's humans, there's animals, there's beings, there's entities, as well as the sun, the moon, the earth, and those luminaries that we call planets and stars and galaxies, all of what we have set our sights on naming above and below, the waters that are above and the waters that are below. I'm ranting, right? I have every right for the name's sake. I'm all over the place. I don't give a damn right now because a lot of you are damned. The behavior. To think about in my elementary age, misbehaving. young adolescent age misbehaving. Oh, it's not just me. Oh, I can see so well, and let all judgments be rendered justly without any biasness, without any prejudices. All wicked could get it, and the evil too. And not the ones that you who I know are ignorant to the statements of the words that you have adapted to use to redirect whatever spells that have been spoken, and you're speaking them on yourselves ignorantly. What I want from the heads of the state, you want my vote. What is it that you're going to do to prove to me that those that you hire in those facilities that we call police stations and academies, law enforcers, what are you going to do to ensure me that they know the rights of the people while they're enforcing the law? What are you going to do to reassure me that every single dollar that my taxes give you to help fund this whole economic system where you're allotting these revenues to where it's supposed to go for the funding of our stability? Oh no, I'm not just a consumer. I'm every bit of an economical, responsible decision maker with knowing what is there for me to get. But the first one that I have not felt secure in getting is the right to be able to use all of what's applied to me and not have to worry about my life possibly ending because of it. And what are those things that I'm talking about as a resident, as a citizen, and first of all, as a being of the Most High God living on this planet with the abundance of its resources, right? I'm not gonna let you make me feel like the Hunger Games are real. It is a game of hunger that you play. But the game is not what's real. However, I know there's many games to be played and there's real results, but it's still something fictitious. Let me take a look and see what we can find, because not only am I going to use my right to speak, to rant, and to rave, I'm going to use it for everything that it's supposed to be used for. Game, a form of play or sport, especially a competitive one, played according to rules and decided by skill, strength, or luck. Second definition, a complete episode or period of play ending in a definite result. A type of activity or business regarded as a game. You want to know the sentences for these secondary and tertiary words or definitions? A baseball game. This was a game of shuffle diplomacy at which I had become adept. Oh, wait, hold up. I forgot. I know how to share. We got some proof up in a form of play. A form of play or sport, especially a competitive one, played according to rules and decided by skill, strength, or luck. Some people have advantages, right? And gain skills, strength, and luck. How detrimental would that be to play a game with someone who has more skill than you, right? Let's get back to right here though. A complete episode or period of play. You see that word right here? Play. For play. Ending in a definite result. Did I not say that before we got to this part? A type of activity or business regarded as a game. That is the game of business. All of it. We supposed to be the game changers, right? There's game players and there's game changers. And then we talk about the NPCs and we're seeing them, the non-soul players, NSPs. I don't know if that is really a thing, but I'm making it one. A non-soul person, a non-soul player. They don't have a soul. Their mission is to obtain souls. See, these games that they play, shooting them up all day, bang, bang, bang. Some people are fantasizing about this being the actual lie. The actual lie. Because it's still just a game, right? But let's see. Let's do some more defining. Because it's something about play. What is a play? There's a participant that can play in multiple different ways. There's a stage play. There's play acting. There's dramatic play when you think about on an elementary level, right? These things that we're talking about. What's going on? T-Mobile savings, take one. I don't even have no video on. Mm-mm. Ain't no screen like that. Ain't no screen even up. You wasn't even up, but it's okay because I'm ranting and I'm raving about all of this stuff that's going on. Y'all are pathetic in a way. So much of it, I can't even let my empathy reside with that because I don't want to have to be cleaning myself up from the filth that it is that's out there from all of the triflingness. But we gonna get the trifle because we gotta call these words out that are inactive. Play the word play, right? Because so many of these heads that I'm seeing that's possible of doing so many things on all type of levels, spiritually, physically, magically, mentally. Something gonna happen. Coming for all the heads. Is there a head to see? Heads up. I'm gonna wear it proudly. For the copper colored people that I know, I'm gonna let the fire that's residing right now in me rising up. Feel good. I'm gonna let it charge this copper, my fingers, so I can get in that field of play. Because the games had already begun a long time ago. However, I didn't see it as one. But now that I know it's about these games that certain heads like to play, I'm in the game. Let me get my head into the game, coach. I'm coming off of that coaching. I want to be a player again. Let me play a little bit harder. Engaging to engage in activity. Let me go to this right here so y'all can see this what play is. Engage in activity or enjoyment and recreation rather than a serious or practical purpose. Oh, play. Take part in a sport. That's what they're saying right here. And they got where we can see more. Participate in an athletic match or contest. Compete against another player or team in an athletic match or contest. Informal play. Be cooperative. He needs financial backing, but the bank won't play. Mm, mm, mm. So the bank play with other people, but not everybody, right? Be part of a team, especially in the specified position in a game. He played shortstop. But there's a lot of people who aren't playing in the game, but they're being put in arenas with people who are playing the game and they are playing it well but poorly because of the results that their game play are yielding. Mm, 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 mm. Strike a ball or execute a stroke in a game. Was he in an offside position when his teammate played the ball? Assigned to take part in athletic contests, especially in a specified position. The manager will want to play the right handed Curtis, whatever that may be. Some kind of jargon. It needs some more defining. What I'm seeing, what is going on? or the heads of the state playing by the rules of the game that they are being elected for? Or are they just playing the people? Mm, mm, mm. What are you talking about all this for, Raven? Because these are matters of the mind that are weighing heavy on the people's heart when they are flooded with visuals of whatever it is to incite them to have some type of reaction because of what prejudices they do have towards whatever it is that they are experiencing, because they have been played by these ones who are playing a game with their lives. What am I talking about? I have not yet spoken anything out of my mouth to where the Most High have made me have to be what it is that I speak. Just on last week, I was talking about refereeing. I'm going to make it official, coming out the spirit, because there's a lot of heads that's just playing the game, and they're playing the game so foul that they are going against the spiritual rules of the game of life, regardless to what game of economics they are playing. They still have to play their role, but some of them are playing their role well based on what God they serve. The many of them that they are. It is becoming more evident every day that some of them fear other gods more than they fear some of the others. But I'm going to the Most High God is, because God is my guide. My God is good to me. My goddess is in her divine femininity. My God is. Watch over me as I speak right now with these things that I see that are not played well. Oh, yes. There's a lot that I want from these heads. Somebody's going to have to deliver. Number 3, represent a character in a theatrical performance or a film. She played Ophelia. Performer in a theatrical production or on film. He was proud to be playing opposite a famous actor. Put on or take part in a theatrical performance or concert. The show was one of the best we ever played. Give a dramatic performance at a particular theater or place, a play. We went to see the play at the Grand Theater. Behave as though one were a specified type of person. The skipper played the innocent, but smuggled goods were found on his vessel. What was I talking about these particular deceptive, right? The performer on a musical instrument, perform on a musical instrument. You can play an instrument, possess the skill of performing on a musical instrument. He taught himself to play. But we know so many others are being taught how to play. Let me run game on you. Let me give you game. It's free. Somebody has to run it. That's those who preside. Somebody has to fund it. Somebody has to do it. Mm, many of those, many of us, right? I play games, but it's the kind that does not involve hurting someone else. A lot of people play love games, right? I love you now. I love you later. Let me love you a little bit while you love me a whole lot, right? And then they got the hateful games. Those are the ones, oh my gosh. Let me tell you, we're going to move right where it's saying, move lightly and quickly so as to appear and disappear, flicker. A smile played about her lips. That's how my smile is gone right now. What do I have to smile about with these things that I'm talking about with the people who are in these playing positions that are not playing their role to the maximum capacity for the benefit of humanity in a positive light? I'm not pleased. These performances that I see are not entertaining. And it's a whole lot that I feel needs to be fired. And I'm letting the fire of love build in me something new. So I can know what it is that when I decide to leave this plane and go to wherever else that I will be, that all of what it is that's here that has tormented those who want to be free in their soul, they won't have to worry. They can follow. And maybe I feel like I don't have to do that at all. Maybe I need to want something to happen now, right here on this earth, for what it is that is the popular appeal, for what has been popularly done and said about a God that named himself Jesus when he was born through a virgin named Mary. Where there's a lot of people that says they have not been having a merry time. And they want me to play. My main thing I tell you is this life, I did not come to play. I'm going to officiate this time, creating in me anew. This time, there's a lot of what has been drowning our people that needs to be dried, and I am ready to do all of that. Play as a noun. Activity engaged in the enjoyment and recreation, especially by children. A child at play may use a stick as an airplane. See, some people still ain't get out of this here. level. Some people still have not gotten out this level. They say working on your inner child. It's okay to release your inner child. But if your inner child was someone who was very demanding and non-understanding, cried at a drop of a dime, flickered at everything that made you flinch. What is that? They flicker. Everything that could make you flinch, right? Even a butterfly, snap of a finger in the eye. They never got out of those stages. Childlike play. A behavior of speech that is not intended seriously. Oh, they were just playing with you. This is what some of you have well called finessing, right? We gonna go head on and finesse. We gonna get the word play out of these words. We're gonna stop letting them play us as people with the words that are at play. What do we see over here? A dramatic work for the stage or to be broadcasted. What is the MBSE? MBS, NCU, BS, or whatever the name of those alphabet media groups are, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, drama, stage play, teleplay, screenplay, sketch. I can't see that one. It's looking like two C's. What my glasses at? A tragedy, comedy, a production. What does that say? A trace? I can't tell if that's a F or a T with a, oh, whatever that is. Now let me move on. Because they want us to play ourselves sometime, right? We see it happening though. Sometimes we do, especially with the word play, right? When we call ourselves to where the enemy don't have to do it no more. We doing it for them. I shall not be silenced. I will speak how I feel. It is my right to do so. What does wordplay mean? What is wordplay? Wordplay or wordplay or wordplay. See, it's two different words, one word altogether. And also called play on words, is a clever and witty use of words and meaning. All right here. They telling you. Wordplay is a literacy device used as a form of wit. What's going to happen is I'm going to continue on ranting and raving because I have the right to do so. Whoever don't like it, I don't feel nothing bad for you. Right now, I don't have the time to feel bad for nobody, for what it is that I already have seen, for what it is that I'm already experiencing, for what it is that I already want to change, for what it is that I already want from those heads who claim they are over me. Let me see when I walk out in the rain if those heads that are over me is the ones that's getting wet if I do not have my umbrella. But I am so grateful that my God is my umbrella that resides over me. If I had enough nuts to do so myself, I would allow me to be over all of you in the covering thereof, above you, below you, around you, hoping that you would be a soul inside you, able to connect with everything that there is in life and know what it is that is right by the rules that you have signed yourself up for. On this level, some things have changed. Oh, everything not the same. Mm, mm, mm. A lot of heads that's running around like chickens with their necks broken. And I have to go actually watch it on a video to see it, but when I heard about it, I didn't think that it was possible. Every which way but right. But self-righteous, because you have a cause. You're in it to win it. You're trying to yield results based on the rules that you're playing by. And all the levels, all of those job positions that exist, all of those firms that employs, all of those people who are taking those positions, all of the people who participate with bringing uh, services or supplying goods, as in money or products, bartering and trading with one another, right? Everyone on all of our levels. Those of us who have thinness of the pockets and are classified as broke. And I still have my disagreements with that. I see some of the most brokest people supposedly when it comes to finances being the ones of them who have the most tenacity, resilience in them, and love, which cannot be measured abundantly. And they wonder why these people have not ceased to exist at every attempt that they try to fear monger them. At every attempt that they try to fear monger us. At every attempt that they try to whoremonger us. At every attempt that they try to get us to fornicate with them and drink out of their cup. Babylon. You see, I have a problem with a lot of people And not them exactly, but that same entity that I know my father told me about long, long ago. And I decreed in my life, if I ever ran into him or her for real, what would I do? But right now, all I can do is say, because I know it's not going to happen, because they're a coward. Never will they ever show their true face. They're just playing along, skating. What we got right here? The origin of the word play, Old English, plague, yan, to exercise, pelja, brisk movement, related to Middle Dutch paling, leap for joy, or dance. Oh, wow. You see how your words have become tainted. And they are not worthy of playing. The leap for joy. What it is about joy? It's telling me that it's supposed to be something that is enjoyment. But who is the enjoyment for? When we are thinking about the political games that have been played. When we think about all of these efforts that many play roles at supposed to be helping their people. You see, the schemes and the scammers at all level. What are they? I said I was going to do it. The video about the hackers being those bots in the Matrix. You know those big metal things that were going through trying to find the people wherever they were? The real ones of them, the only ones that was left that still had a soul, right? Inside of whatever it was around them that was total illusions. When they plugged into the game, right? Because they weren't forced to plug in. They unplugged to plug back in to do something. What was that? To change some things, right? Looking for a source of what it was that had all of these things going on that wasn't right, that they were awakened from in a cold, hard play on the stage, theatrics. The space in or through which a mechanism can or does move. It's opposite of work. Activity engaged in enjoyment and recreation, especially by children. Amusement, entertainment, relaxation, recreation, enjoyment, pleasure, diversion. Is it a sick one of those? Because I'm not saying what's happening, but this is relation to the noun that is given specifically to the children. But when adults are at play acting like children that are every bit have the right because it's imaginative, right? But we see how so many could get stuck in their childlike mentality when their childlike mentalities are disturbed. Represent a character in a theatrical performance or a film. Act, enact, represent. Can you play the role of my leader? Are you performing at your best ability? Are you capable of portraying the characteristics of what it is that you're supposed to be living up to? Or will you depict an image of something that is so hateful? Are you impersonating what it is that the Most High God is instilled in you from the beginning? Can you execute all of your missions in an upstanding manner that will ensue that everyone gets amusement and have the right to be entertainment with the ability to enjoy those things that offer them relaxation while they are in a state of recreation? See that? But whose pleasure is it for? Or are you getting pleasure out of these foul play? Let's look at it. Foul play. Unfair play in a game or sport. Unlawful or dishonest behavior, in particular, violent crime resulting in another's death. See, so many of you have the ability to play those who are not engaging in the game or are in the game but not engaged in it skillfully. But there's many of us who you cannot play because we are here to change the game. Told them a long time ago, not for sale. But what you gonna do is you gonna handle up on your foul play because I can be paid, but I cannot be bought. And officially, this is me blowing the whistle. I'm tired of our people, near and far, those who recognize themselves as my people, being treated unfairly by those who are playing the game foul. You see that? Foul. Offensive to the senses, loathsome, filled or covered with offensive matter, being odorous or impure, polluted, morally or spiritually odious, detestable, notably unpleasant, and disinteresting, wretched, horrid, obscene, abusive. See? Consisting an infringement of rules in a game, Mel. You see, defined. But the word I told you all was already defined. And no matter how we want bad to mean good, we know that there's still bad behavior. And we're going to call it for what it is, as foul as it is. Some of those behaviors may not have a smell of it at all when there is play involved. We know that they have the ability to depict themselves as being whatever they want to be when they're playing. And we know that there's play. They saying, "You're not smiling tonight." No way. Not on these matters. Not when I'm ranting and raving. You see? I'm going to use the words at play. Give me liberty and right. I ain't justifying myself for all of what it is that I'm saying, because those who claim to be heads over me are like chickens with their neck broke running around. So, what is it that I want from them, heads? I want for them to prove themselves at being in order of their play. Let's get back to, let me see, this right here. What does foul play mean? From Longman Dictionary of the Contemporary English, foul play, noun, uncountable. One, if the police think someone's death was caused by foul play, they think that person was murdered. But what happens when the police are at liberty to be the suspect in the foul play? What is this on the side right here? Y'all couldn't see it? Now you do. What does foul play mean? From Longman Dictionary, Contemporary English, I spoke that already. And you see what it is that's highlighted. Similar and opposite words. Noun, unlawful or dishonest behavior, in particular, violent crime resulting in another's death. Foul play. Foul play refers to unfair and treacherous actions, especially involving violence. In sports, it is the act of playing unfairly or doing something that is against the rules. Do that smells? I don't know if I can smell it. Maybe if it's sweat. If you can tell when they sweating, if they supposed to be, then they foul playing unless you know the rules of the game. Inappropriate, unethical, or unlawful conduct, especially to disadvantages of an opponent, especially to disadvantage an opponent. So you have to be seeing that there's some opponent to be engaged in a game. A form of play or sport, especially a competitive one, played according to rules and decided by skill, strength, or luck. You see this word right here? That means a lot to those who are already skilled when they know that the opponent that they already have put in the game with them are at a disadvantage and already foul play. I smell you. Even if you don't have that smell blocker on, what is that? Your colognes, your perfumes, right? Some of you put it on so well, you can smell you from miles away. But that's only the dressing up of your body because you cannot hide your soul, your aura. I mean, your soul is what emanates your aura. And it has a hue, a tone about it, depending on what it is that you have going on. And you wonder, some of you, why I do not engage and play with you. Come to play with the wicked or the evil that has no love, but nothing but hate. I came to lay you down by the still waters. I feel so much right now while I'm ranting and raving, playing my role, but I have the right to do and thinking about what it is that has been happening to so many of the goddesses that I see upon the face of this earth. And only if only all of those things that I had spoken of so long ago in a good light and a good faith could be prominent right now, I would feel like I have gotten one portion of what it is that I have asked for. It's not big, it's not much. Yeah, generational wealth, yeah, that's important. But there's no money that can buy my child's life when they're opposed with a threat of somebody that's so hate filled and feel like they have an advantage over them. See? Because my money is not going to buy me that safety and surety, regardless to whether if it could afford me to buy more weaponry or if it can buy me a state of an art house that has all of the security staples that you need to watch everything that's going on around you on the outside while you're afraid to go out. That's a lot of monetary things, but the things that I desire for my children to have is the liberty to go about this life walking every day without having the fear of something bad happening to them. And no, not the bad that means good, because bad to us is just bad. It's a sad tragedy. There's some messages, body parts. Let me see something that's going on here. Yes, yes, yes. This is the time for it. Right now. Even my body is speaking to me spiritually. Because, see, what it is that I'm seeing all around, all those things that jump out to me, what it is that's happening, what people want to happen. I'm in this life too. I'm a part of the energy. We all have energy. We all are a mass of energy together, no matter what building or uh, whatever you in, whatever star system you come from, you on the earth right now. You're bound to the laws and the rules of it just the same. Some have advantages, some don't. Some forgot who they are altogether to where they don't know whether they have an advantage that is good or bad all together. Not all together. What is going on? Why am I ranting and I'm raving? Because I am a raven that it comes from a ranting. And I'm ready to hit like a ton. Maybe a little bit more of them. The spiritual meaning of the left foot itching. I don't have to show this one. That's just happened to me. Represent an internal process of cleansing and purification associated with receiving positive energy or nurturing. Signals an upcoming journey of self discovery and can symbolize progress moving forward. It may warn against trips facing problems. For women, itchy left foot can signify good luck. For men, bad luck. So, all of these things, what my mother goddess is bestowing upon me at this time, and what I am doing is definitely supported by the universe. I'm not about to play with you with these games that you try to put us in. That is called entrapment. But from these heads, all over these places, all I'm starting to see is spiritual wickedness in high and low places. What are you doing? You told me you have the ability to incant. You have the ability, your strong sense of ability to write and cast spells. You do them so well. The main focus that you focus on is those things that are rooted in the lowest part of your being when it comes to your sacral chakra. Because you say that this love that you have for whoever it is that is in your heart, you can't get it out, but it's always just you working with your lower half and not your root because you need that. You already tried to pervert what it is about the root. You are rotten, and that's why some of you get ripped from the tree. But oh no, we know you won't just wither if you have become a branch. You know how long it takes for the life force to be dried up in the branch. You have not become a fruit. You have not bared any. And I'm not talking about just you being in the form of a body and being able to have a child thinking that's your fruit. But there's many fruits. That's why you got to be fruitful and multiply. It's not just the one time the one, it's the two time the one, the two time the two. Let me get to where I'm about to do something and be fruitful. And let these fruits that's flowing right now from my limbs extend to all those who need to eat. You do not have to pay for salvation, it is already free. But there are prices that we have to pay when we are playing. What do we say? You have to pay to play. And at this time, I want to officiate. So let me get paid spiritually for officiating because I did not come to play this time. Tired of you. And I'm not sick. You're going to have to be everything. Oh, what did I already say? Let me defeat my opponent, especially those who contest me. Matching one for one. Oh, it's no game. But I'm pretty sure that those that are weak, not skilled, or have the strength to do so, and only relying on luck, won't be able to. What is the saying over here on the side? Physical or mental competition. But right here, certainly the term gain can have several meanings depending on the context. Here are some key definitions: physical or mental. What did I not say? You trying to play with your mind, just like a person trying to finesse someone that is loving them. It gives the entrance to this devil because I am nice. When I told you that I am nice, I meant what I said, and I said what I meant because I mean that I mean what I say. But that does not mean I am not kind, because what you're not going to do is play stupid mind games with me. A mental competition, physical competition. Both of these are tiring. But you got to be skilled in order to get through. Endurance. Some are fit to go all the way through to the end to get those results that they're hoping for. And many of them have, even though those results are resulting in foul play. Conducted according to rules where participants are in direct opposition of each other. So here it is. What I'm about to rant and rave on, this body jumper entity, what they call the devil, that uses people to carry out his violent acts, his treacherous acts. When I am opposing you and we are face to face, and I see you for who you are being and whoever's being that you are in. I am a worthy opponent. What you cannot take is me looking you directly in your eye and telling you that you will not instill fear in me. My God is the Most High. God is. She told me to stand up when I have a worthy opponent. She told me to engage in the game clearly with knowing that I will be victorious. She told me to never give you the opportunity to beg you to have mercy on me, no matter what tools of divisiveness you may have. Let's see. Detestable poet I've seen, abusive. She told me that she will not bow down to you because you did not give her life. She said that when I am opposed with a worthy opponent, to make sure I match them in whatever game that we play. See that? And at the meeting of the minds that we are engaged in this particular sport, this mental or physical competition, that I must use every bit of my mind to physically subdue you. So, no, you don't want to see me face to face because it is fear that you want to instill in me. And I've seen it so many times from those who are meek and mild and too humble and being downtrodden into submission and sick and tired that you use and abuse them. What is that foul? Right? What did it say? This you. Offensive to the senses. Touch, taste, smell, or sight. All of those things. Polluted from what? Being impure, morally or spiritually. This is the most important perspective struck out at 3 strikes on the first try. You got there, morally and spiritual. A foul crime. You're detestable. I've had some encounters with few of you devils. But had I not known the rules of engagement and given them to you prior to you trying to enforce what it is that I already knew you had no right to, I would have given you an advantage putting me at a disadvantage. Why am I saying this? I've seen through family, through friends, through co-workers, through political structures, through those who work in places where my tax dollars supposed to be allocated for the allocation of myself, from those of you in YouTube spaces that are supposed to be helping those that help you. Let's see what game that you play so well. The monetary one of them, right? Oh, you know that so well. What those people have going on that's happening to them that are spiritually and morally corrupt doesn't have anything to do with you, because your dollars keep you safe, but you don't know when they'll be at your front door. But we know everybody has a price, right? They can be bought. Some of us can't be. We just want to do pay for the services that we have rendered. Right? Cleaning up. What is work? Definition of work. Work. I think I like this one better. Activity involving mental or physical effort done in order to achieve a purpose or result. Oh my goodness, is work almost the same thing as play? Or a game? Mental or physical effort done in order to achieve a purpose or result. Mental or physical activity as a means of engaged earning income, employment. You see, it's the second one. But they wordplay works well, right? We're going to use some more wording we can to put it at play, to make sense of what it is that we live in. What we talking about in the beginning was the word. That God spoke over the waters and formulated what it is that we know, that vibration that moved and trembled those waters that was already there, that laid the foundation for the earth to be plain, flat out drawn, encapsulated in those waters above and the waters below, and whatever else is around that came outside of that darkness that is now within our living, that we call sometimes a game that people play, and the stages that we're setting with these theatrics and the dramatic foul play that is involved with these things that people who are heads of us are doing. A period of time one spends in paid employment. Labor, toil, exertion, effort, slog, drudgery, industry, service, travel, mobile, if that's morally, whatever, leisure and rest. This is the opposite. Employment, job, day job, post, situation, occupation. So physical activity as means of earning income and employment. You see, when you getting the only thing that's different that we know is that you can play without being paid. When you're looking at how it is still your physical and mental energy that you're putting for this, but we know that people get paid to play. That's why they're saying don't let nobody play over your top. It's becoming prominent, right? What gave you the right? What gave you the right to talk about these people like that? What give them the right to live that life like that? What? This is America. But it's not just America. Because, see, what's going to happen is the people who become citizens of the United States of America and those of us who were already born into citizenship of America, right? We know they have two ways to do so. You can come over as an immigrant without any permanent residency and have a child here. And that child is instantly a national of this nation, a resident. Parents are foreign, but that child was born here. These are the rules of the game that's being played on us. However, we know some of us have been here and been here and been here. Born and born and born and born. Still born. And not those that are still born lives, right? But those that are actually here, born, know the fabric of what this country is supposed to, at these moments, be standing on, right? Liberty and justice for all. They made you pledge the allegiance to the flag of United States of America, in which it stands under the republic, one nation under God, with liberty and justice for all. One nation under God. What God are we under? Is it the God that gives us the love of money? Is it the God that gives us the love of money and things that we hate people so much? Is it a God that tells us that it's justified to harm people that are not a threat to us and that we have a direct disadvantage over, that are under a disadvantage? We have an advantage over. And I'm not one of the we's, but I'm we pacifying everybody as a whole. This is not just a black or white thing. We say that this is a melting pot. There's multiple things that are melting in this pot. Have they all amalgamated to one particular living? When we know that there's many seeking asylum from other places, that seems to be way more treacherous than what it is over here. You've tainted these lands. Why am I saying so? Because long ago I have said that this land was a sacred land, and the land is still. But the people who inhabit it all over the earth are becoming less and less of what it is that was laid out before them that is sacred, because you do not know who you truly are. Or if you do know who you truly are, you are playing your role to the maximum capacity in the foulest manner of what it is that you were made to do by your God. How are you saying so, Raven? As I remember myself and my father talking about the thing called my God, your God. Have I not known how many names of gods there are? Everyone for its own kind. And then there's the one for many kinds. Group, whatever you want to say. Because in the opposition of those who think they are more educated on who is man or who is mankind, but there are kinds of man. And the men from all of them engage in these games, and it extends over to women. That's why I'm asking my God is to be everything around, over, under, through, in the middle of, on top, and protection, the shield. You know, because it was a time when I felt like walking with my rod and my staff through the valleys of shadows of dark would get me far, when I realized that that ride these days is not just a ride that has to be a gun, because a taser just won't do. Because pepper spray just won't do. All of these things put me at a disadvantage when the advantage is begotten to be having a firearm. The fire that's running through me right now is moving through my arm, but all I have is the ring. But we know things have to come through a ring of fire. Some of them not. Some of them fell too fast and were not caught through that ring of fire and embraced in her holy bosom. I know I'm ranting and raving for those of who are the brightest minds to get it. While those who are rising to that gonna have to live in it long enough. I don't give baby steak till they have the teeth to chew for themselves. Now, why am I ranting and raving? Because it's something that I want from these heads of the state. What are these elective Mrs. and Mr. President-elect of the future? What is it that you could offer me? Can you offer me that same safety and security that you have? Can you offer me that same financial stability that you have? Can you offer me that same diplomacy that you have when you're visiting and what they call it? I don't want to say finagling. When you visiting and you are communicating with others in different nations, do I have that same liberty? Without having to be forced to vote for you, because it's for those who are participants in the play, the game that they playing. I don't want to be a part of those games that are not going to allow the same thing for those who are at an advantage for those who may be at a lesser advantage, the disadvantages. Sometimes I feel like these disadvantages are placed in the way because it is an even level playing. But we got to think about what it is that we're buying into or what we're paying for people to play over our tops with. Right? Why? Because public service workers, these are my colleagues. I am a public service worker, customer service in cashiering, registration, recreation, right? All of these things that we have been defining when we think about what is game and what is play. These words that have significant meaning that some of us comprehend and that some of us do not comprehend at all because we don't know the rules of engagement with the games that we're playing when they have people who are foul players. Why am I ranting and I'm raving? Because I have two young daughters that are in the ethnic group that they consider to be Black when we know that we are not, right? And the stigma that has been put upon the people that they call Black. I didn't intend to put this on. I didn't put all Black on because I was going to do this. This is what the Holy Spirit allowed me to do. And it was movement. It's too much. I just watched this video of Sonia Massey pleading for her life, but with the awareness of something is not right when the engagement started. That's why I told them, I'm not the opponent that they think is weak and that ain't gonna stand up to them and look them in their face directly. I see you, you devil, in the bodies that you move from person to person in these high and low places. I fear you not. And this is how the people need to address those who are lesser. It is not that I am calling on my God to rebuke you. It is that I become my goddess and I rebuke you. I humble you to the lowest extent of what you are, seeking to destroy whatever it is for the enjoyment of this life that is in your rules of what you call the word game. You're not going to play over my top. You see what's going to happen with these new generations? They are going to be the ones that are going to eliminate everything that you thought that you would be able to do. You won't have nowhere to jump. The devices that we using now, they are going to be able to pick up your biorhythm. Those guns and those weapons that law enforcement are using, they are going to have sensory perceptions on them to not work when your intent is foul. Because your body emits an odor. Let me not go there. Let me go there again. What is the definition of foul? Let me see. We got it, Sharon. Offensive for that person, of them, offensive, and they offensive to the senses. That woman felt the foulness within those people. Why? Because they did not address her in the manner that they were supposed to when they came to her residency. You are knocking at my door as an authority. You are to identify yourself upon engaging when knocking. Mrs. Massey, how do you not know who stay here? This is somewhere that is registered to me. I have a lease. This is information that can be found. It's called public. No, I'm not just upset with the one who did the foul play, because the head of those who were engaged in the act didn't do their part. They didn't play their role with knowing the information that is prudent to securing somebody's life that has already been stable. This is what you love to see, or your enemy, or an opponent that is at a disadvantage to your skillfulness or your skills. But let me tell you, you are preying on the weak. And they're too weak to stand up to you and look you square in the eyes and tell you, I do not fear you. I call you here to be here for my service. You work for me. They decided to eliminate me at that moment with all of their hate. They still will know that you did not have me begging you for my life, because you're not in charge of my soul. That's why that devil know he has to go to and fro from person to person, not over the waters. But I'm going to dry those tears right now, because at this particular time I will find about something tragic like this happening, but I can't, because all I feel in that empathy of watching the whole video of what was going on, and I'm feeling the soul say, Saint Sonia, Mercy, no, in that way. You were not the one who fed them. I'm seeing this and I'm feeling it. Like for you, you know what? I won't holding back the tears inside because it could have been me. I know what it's like to have people that so called try to attempt to take you out. But then when it's somebody who you think that's supposed to be the two, seeing these two things had already occurred. I'm just getting wind of this situation. A dominant and a less dominant. Both of them, the one that was there already felt like they had to go. This is it makes sense to me. I'm ranting and I'm raving. And I have a reason too, because it could have been me. But nonetheless, I'm quite aware of I don't invite no devil into my home. He already know he has no place here. No matter what form around the corner, he can be in the form of the Jehovah Witness that is trying to get me to let them into my home before they have let me. That they want to believe when you're just being nosy. What are you doing here? And when at the point in a job position, does a person have the right to say, I called you, but I no longer need you? Be gone and you be on your way. That's what I see. Or those who are the president elect, Mrs. President, Mr. President. This is a site of what you need to be talking about what you're going to do. Forces of what it is that we're suggesting that become law from the bills. Have not those bills been written by the people that knows the struggle of the people? And I'm not talking about the bills that just need to be paid or those dollar bills that you use to pay. The because we're going to have tools that we set forward to help us. We're going to use them. I don't know